Is it visible to you, my screen or the PPT?
It's visible right
Ah,
now.
okay, thank you. So this is actually called 200301 CCNA version v1.1 exam. So this is a code given by Cisco to CCNA exams. So this is basically different certification have different codes. Based on that, Cisco differentiate between their actually their programs of the certification. So what happened like in earlier, CCNA is like dedicated to one particular domain. Just like in case if you want to do learn the routing and switching, then you can do the CCNA in routing and switching. And if you want to do want to learn the basic stuff of security, then you can also do CCNA in security. Similarly, for data center, they have CC. But now what they have, they just make a single program so that, and they cover all the details, all the required things to be learned in a CCNA. So in that case, what you will learn all the basic stuff which is required to be a good network engineer or administrator. So that is now covered with the CCNA. So now Cisco made it like a single certification where you will learn all the stuff. So this is actually called CCNA 200 or 301 dash. So this is actually the program named CCNA. Here, if you see, if you have a description, so here you can see it's 120 minutes exam. Okay, so you have, so it's not like a lab exam. What you will have, once you will register and they will select a slot to be there for exam, then you will get you will just have a system where you can just and you can, I think this is also can be given from your laptop and from anywhere you are there. So there is no requirement to go to the Cisco offices or where the lab and other things are there. You can give it from your own place. So it's
To do
one.
those exams, do you need to have like a webcam and all these things like they do
No.
for sometimes for okay.
Yeah, no, that is not that much required, but yes, when once they have their, like once you just log in to give the exam, it will ask you to some basic stuff. They have their own application to check your system requirement, and based on that, you can go for exam. So once your system is pretty much just like a simple laptop you have with basic stuff like webcam and a mic and other things, then it will be enough to give that exam. So what happened
Okay.
once you just enroll for the exam, and once you once your day is there, then they will provide you one link. So once you just need to log in, you will get an email. When you click on that link, it will just redirect you to the exam page, and your system will not work. Nothing will work on your system till your exam is completed. So all your screen will be just be a screen will have the exam stuff. So you just need to, it will just ask you some basic stuffs and everything, and then you just need to fill it in starting, and then once your exam will be started, the nothing you can just do, like you can't do browsing and all in your laptop. So that is kind of a particular browser they will provide. So it's kind of I will show you, I have one PPT for that as well. So that is just like a basic the basic things when you want to give the exam and how it will be conducted. So it is like 120 minutes exam, associated CCNA certification. So once you complete this 120-minute exam, result will be given just after the exam. So it's not like to be, you need to be there for you just need to be wait for your result. It will be given just after your exam, but that will be only your pass or fail kind of condition. You will not get the certificate will be provided after some time on your email, or you can download it after login to the your Cisco portal. So that is a certificate. So just like it's a normal certificate, you have just like maybe document.
Yeah, kind of like my Salesforce certificates.
Yeah. So that's like a certificate you will get, but that will be given after some time. But before that, just after the exam, you will get your result. So you will know,
Okay.
okay, I passed or failed. So how it will be? So basically, exam is actually test yours. So test is just like you need to go for different modules. So what we have, the different topics is used to be say as a used like we used to say is like a module. So just like think about network fundamentals. So fundamental is like what is networking. Maybe you know about the OSI layer, right? The layer of the different. It's just like it's a logical layer of the the different layers of there for the to transmit a packet, and how the packet will be transmitted from one point to another point. So that will be just like a OSI layer. So OSI layer is nothing but a logical layer. So I will show you that as well. So that is a net just, and then other basic stuff like network fundamentals. Fundamentals like what is your Ethernet, what is Ethernet port, and why we and how the network how the network will work, how you can connect from one point to another point. So the basic stuff is really the network fundamental. Then you have network access. Network access means how you can access a network. So how can you just how can you go to a network? How can you connect your system to a network? What is the devices? What are different devices you will use for to connect different devices and create a particular network for a particular office or data center or home office scenario. So different kind of scenario. Based on that, you will see the access. Then you will see IP connectivity. So basically IP connectivity is just like we have two versions. And what is the IP? IP is like Internet Protocol. So this is basically layer 3 stuff. So network access is basically layer 2. I will tell you what is layer 1, layer 2. So it's basically based
Mhm.
on the OSI layer. So we different just like I'll tell you. Okay. So this is just like a OSI model. This is OSI model. This is a logical model. This does not exist in any system, but we consider this for learning purposes. So for understanding, we use this particular things to be okay. How does things will be there? So this is just like a OSI, Ethernet in OSI model. So just like physical is layer 1. Physical is means like cables, your switch ports, your laptop NIC card. So these are basically physical stuff. Then you will have data link. Data link is like a layer 2. So mostly when we deal with network access here, you can see here, that is it's basically a network access. And third thing is IP. IP is like layer 3. Layer 3 is like what versions of IP, just like IPv4, what are the packet, how the IPv4, what is IPv4, like why this is called IP, Internet Protocol version 4, how it will be worked, what is the packet, how it will be encapsulated, what kind of, how the particular technology behind the IP services. So that is basically IP connectivity and IP services. Then you will also learn security fundamentals. Security fundamentals means what is the security these days, how we are using firewall, why we need firewall, how can we use firewall to have different session, how can we use these particular things to in a security, what is the access policy, or what is a different kind of things which we can use for the security of layer 2 and layer 3 as well. And also in a further, we will have the other applications to be like other layers of security. So this is basically called security fundament and automation and programmability. This is also part of the CCNA exam now. Here you will learn the API and other stuff. How you can use a API and other stuffs to configure a particular device. What are the models which is compatible with automation and programmability? How can you use different kind of API and other stuff to configure particular device? So it's just like we have the access to any particular device. So those are basically CLI, right? Like we can access any particular switch with a CLI. CLI is command line, you know. So that like we just access a switch and then we do write a command. Similarly, we can do GUI, guided user interface, where we can just access a GUI of any particular device and do the configuration stuff. Similarly, nowadays we can also do the programmability and automation. So that is also part of the CCN exam. So these many modules you will learn one by one in CCN exam. So that is, and the question is you will become from these particular topics. So this is Cisco basically CCNA exam. And if like why CCNA? So the next question is just like why you want to. So this is just like potential covers IT fundamentals. Basically, it will all cover. So you will learn everything, and once the question will come for you from any interview about the networking, then you can give the answers. How it will be prepared. They will ask you scenario-based question, point-to-point connectivity, failure conditions. So everything you will learn and understand, and you can give answers. And so it's like for the career development. And CCNA is reputed certification. So mostly when you have the CCNA certificates and you just give it in your LinkedIn and other profile, then you will start getting calls. And mostly in some companies, it's very required to have CCNA. Just like some requirement is there, and if you want to go for a job, then there will be a requirement to have CCNA.
Right.
Then
I was reading online that
right.
you don't need an A plus or Network plus. You could just start off with CCNA.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it will just like for a not much, just like a network engineer. So this is kind of network engineer. So apply a range of technologies to connect, secure, and automate complex network. So mostly these days, two type of network exist. One is the data center, another is the normal just like telecommunication network and home office scenarios where you have a small network where you have small devices. And once it will talk about data center, then those are the very big scenarios, very big network where different devices like router, switches, firewall, and servers, very different kind of servers where VM virtual machines are running. Those virtual machines carry different type of operating systems. So those operating systems, how it will be connected to that particular data center. And there's a more than one DC. So how can we connect those data centers? So this kind of stuff is actually usually companies have, and those companies use this use hire for network engineers basically for configuring their devices, for monitoring their network infrastructure and other stuff. So this is actually network engineers. Network administrator is also the same thing. Here you will have the admin access where you can configure it. You can, you have your own team, and those team will actually follow your guidance, and you will tell, okay, this is, and in case of any particular scenario where mostly the companies have their infrastructure where tickets used to become. So what happened, like in case if there is a device and it got failed, then there will be a ticket given to the to an engineer, and then engineer will investigate and will try to find out the cause and try to resolve it. So that is actually administrator. So you will admin a particular zone of devices or net list of devices will be there, and you will become an administrator. So this is kind of a different roles you can get from the CCNA. This is just like a company will hire like 2 to 4 year experience, mostly in a 1 to 4 year experience, and have the CCNA kind of stuff. So company will hire and make them network engineer. So basically they will use to say, okay, L1 engineer or L2. So level 1 engineer, level 2 engineer kind of they will hire. So that's why usually people do the CCNA, and yes, and also to learn the network and networking infrastructure. And it will make your fundamental to be very clear so that you can go further and do further certification like CCNP and CCI. So when you do CCNA, you will learn all the basic stuff which will further help you to pursue the CCNP and CCI. So CCNP is like the is the next step after the CCNA. So once your fundamentals are clear and you will understand these many topics, then you will, what you can do, you can go for a particular domain. Like maybe you can go for a data center, or you can go for a routing and switching, which we used to say enterprises, and then you can go for Cisco security. So these are different domain on which you can do CCNP. But for that, you at least need to be, your fundamentals will be very clear. Then only you can understand the further stuff. Else it will be very critical to understand, and you will not going to be, you will not go, it will be very crucial for you. Okay, how this is working. So once your CCNA stuff is clear, then you can understand those basic, those things in a further certification. So this is just like a starting and clearing the fundamentals of the NAT. Similarly, see, it will cost you around $300. So Cisco, this exam almost costs $300, 120-minute exam, 100 to 120 questions. So this is like, sometimes we used to get 108 questions, sometimes we used to get 105 questions, sometimes we got 115 questions. So it's not like 120 or 100, it will be between this questions. So you will get different questions. What kind of questions? So like are multiple choice question, drag and drop such questions, and like multiple choice, there will be one question, four option, you need to select one option which is the accurate one. or it will be also a drag and drop question. So you just need to drag a particular point, just like a cross. You have a cross scenario where you have 4 options. You need to be match them with a drag and drop situation. So so many questions are running a command. They will run a command for you, a multiple choice. So what happened, like sometimes the question will be like, okay, when I run a command like this show MAC address on a device, and this is the output. So what will be the correct output? So that kind of question, it will be given in an image. You need to select and okay, go for it. So like that you will get. So this is kind of a question we used to get in CCNA exam. Just like they see, say a question. So and show an IP route. This question have 4 options for answer. Sometimes it's going to be single answer, sometimes going to be multiple answer. So this is kind of a question you will get. Show so let's say a question on so IP route. So it's like a IP route. So IP route is to look the IP routing table on particular L3 device or the routing devices. So this is one kind of command you will learn to investigate. So after learning things, you will get okay, why we need to run this command on a device. So this is how basic questions, and these questions will be one list of questions. So we have this particular topic. So this is actually see, this is network fundamental 20% questions. Network access 20%, IP connectivity 25%, IP services 10. So this is percent of question. So if there is 100 questions is there, so 20% will come from the network fundamental. Similarly, the other percentage are there. So mostly based on this percentage, we got the questions and we just need to answer them. So it's just like a multiple choice question. You do not need to perform any lab activity. It's just like a you will get a time for that, like 120 minutes, and you just need to click next, click next, click next kind of exam is there for the Cisco. So this is basically CCNA. And here CC, so it's like how to register. So you just need to go to the Pearson and create an account. So this is Pearson is actually the partner for Cisco and Cisco examination. So here you need to create an exam. Here you can find the exam. You must add it to your card. Card is just like to pay the exam fees and all, and after you can schedule it. So once you pay your fees, then you can schedule based on your slot availability, based on your comfortability. So once you will be ready, like once you will read all the stuff and all, and then you will be ready, you can just go and pay for the exam and schedule it and give the timings and all. Then the slot will be for you. And then on that given slot, you just need to log in and give the exam. So this is like to register CCNA question format and other details. So this is actually cost and all which you are asking and the format of the question. Okay, so this is the reason, this is the cost, and then what my teaching strategy is here. So what I do, I will cover theory, mostly theory part, where each topic is element and have a brief discussion in meetings. I will explain the detail and share the question asked in the interview related to topic, which help you pass the interview rounds. So basically what I usually do when I just teach the topic, I also tell the question can be asked, because I have the experience of taking interviews and giving interviews. So I can just tell you, okay, what questions a guy can ask you and with this on this particular topic. So this is how I will basically, and we'll cover one by one. So I will tell you what is the different, it will be just like for network fundamental access, we have different points to cover, and one by one we can cover all those technologies in different modules. So and then we will have the Q&A session, each call for 5 to 10. So just like once we complete one or two topic in a call, what we can say, we can go for 5 to 10 minutes. We can ask questions, or maybe for the previous class, you can note it down. Maybe you are working or reading, and then have your queries there. You can ask me that question, and we will try to get the answer from that. This is basically a theory class things, and then the lab is like to uh, I will tell you how to create your lab environment. So we'll have EVNG. EVNG is a particular software or which we will download, and we can create a lab environment. Even Cisco have its packet tracer software, but that don't have that much devices. So when we create a lab, we have different options. So in that, what we can do, we can create a lab. On those lab, I will tell you how to create a lab, how to create different devices. On devices, how you can go and log into those devices, and how you can use those devices to configure and make your small network infrastructure. And then one by one, you will understand. Yeah,
Quick question.
sure.
Will all the classes be recorded?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it will be recorded. And
Okay.
yeah, it will be recorded. And what I'll create, I will create a Google Drive link where and will give you the access to that, and you can download it and you can take your the video recording too with you. And
To
also,
study, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I can provide you for the documents, and I will also provide you some documents, and I will also suggest you some PDF and books so that you can read and understand the topics very well and go for the exam, because this is a $300 exam. So it's not like it's like a costly exam, expensive one. So usually what we used to do is like to clear this in a one shot, so that no issue will be there with your money and all. So one shot you will be there.
Right.
Right.
So
So
after completing the course, and let's say I pass the exam right afterwards,
mhm.
um, to look for work, I know you say put it on LinkedIn, but what are the problems usually by the students because they never actually worked in the field before? Um, I guess it's a little tough, right?
Uh, yes. See, basically, you can, yeah, it's like tough to get the calls, mostly when you are a fresher. Because see, companies and other things are also sometimes looking for some experienced guys. But once you are see, this course is just not like to not only to get the interview calls and to uh, um, it's like to be once you will get the call. So yeah, definitely. In providing giving getting the interview calls is tough these days because we have a lot of guys who are up continuously applying for the job. And so for that, what I will tell you how to create a CV, so that that is additional what we can do, because basic I will tell you how to create a CV, so that mostly it's like how you can make your CV good, and the people can, and then the company and the HR, when they will read that your CV and your certificate details and all, so then they will you will get call mostly. But that is also depend on the company calls. But yes, when you have the certifications all, mostly companies calls you, because they you will filter out with the with the other guys who don't have the certifications. And also when you got the interview, you also know the answer. So they will ask you the questions on the networking and other stuff. So once you go through these many topics, it will be you will be very clear about the questions, and you will be able to give the answers. So basically the strategy to crack the interview is like to get the call first and then give the answers whatever they are asking in a one shot, so that you can clear your interviews. So basically, yes, this CCNA definitely will help, because see, that certification always help to get the jobs. Because in my experience, I will tell you, mostly the guys who are getting calls these days are certified with different technologies, not only CCNA. It is just like the AWS cloud certification these guys are doing, security certifications, and other stuff they are doing. And once you started working, you will feel very you comfortable with the stuff of the organization. Because if you don't know the fundamentals and don't have that much knowledge, then if you go, then you will struggle. But once you are very clear with this topic and perform the lab activity, so once you are onboarded to any on board to any company, you will be very you will not face that much struggle normally when the usually guys
Right.
yeah. So
Do you
that
guys know do you know what is the actual annual range for a fresher with a CCNA?
See, it depends basically on country to country. So, like different countries have different criterias on their and their salary packages. So, it will be very critical to say to anyone this will be the range. But yeah, it will be very easy to get this in a Google. So you can just Google it, and based on the Google and the country you are in, you will get the answers. Okay, this much a company can pay a CCNA guy. Oh, so just like if you go and just go the salary package for CCNA candidate in US. So let's go for this. So just like is here, you can see sometimes certificate is US can expect average salary ranging this much dollar to this much dollar. So this is a range in US. With portions are higher earning based on the experience, location, and a specific
Right.
job. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the average or maybe between that. So different, see this many entry level. So mostly $50,000 as entry level. So this is this kind of a stuff you can know this is per year. So this is for CCNA. So just like you will know. So depend on the country basically. But once you are experienced with like 2 or 3 or 4, 5 year, then the package will be higher. So different type of country, then different kind of packages usually people get. Similarly, that's what I'll tell you. And yeah, so this is teaching study. We will go for a lab. So lab, I will tell you the devices, how can we run the basic commands, how can we use to create a lab, how this will I will tell you. Then we have topics like, see, so that's what the topics: fundamental, access, IP services, security, and automation, programmability. This is the percentage of question usually we get from this topics. So we will go and clear one by one. What is the network fundamental and what under this, and then we will cover one by one. So it will be like this is like six particularly we have six modules. So it will take almost uh, you know 10 12 or 13 days. Each will be like 1.5 hour of classes to cover. So six is like 12 to 15 days regular classes to cover all the topics and understand the everything. And then what we will do, once the topic will be clear, you just need to read about that topic. And I will provide you the PDF and other stuff where you can basically read those topics very clearly. And also Cisco Cisco portal is also there. So once you have Cisco, just like in case if you want to learn about Cisco VLAN, okay, so just need to click on Cisco VLAN, and then what you can do, see, you can understand this Cisco. So here, all this Cisco portals and websites also help us to read about the different kind of topics. So this is also help after. So, once I will tell you, it will be for reading and all. You can go and do your stuff, and then you will learn. Okay, this kind of stuff, inside that. So like that. So just like here, we can see so network access. So I will tell you the first topic, just like a network access. So network access have like 2 point. So this is a second 2.0 network access. I will tell because network fundamentals will cover have very less topics, and it's just like a theory. So that's why I'm not included that on this PPT. I just started from network access here because this having uh, more logical and technical things. Network fundamentals is just like a theory. So I will tell you this is also I have a PPT. But network access basically we start so that it will cover, it will be understanding will be clear for the lab and other things. So see, this is network access. So network access, what it will cover, this is configure and verify VLAN. Normal range is spanning multiple switches. Then access port. What is access port? What kind of port is access? We used to say as access port. Why we have access port? Data. What is data? What is voice? So this is different kind of ports. What one is data port, one is voice port. What is the difference between data and voice port? So that is a access port kind of port. Then we have VLANs, default VLAN. So why we have default VLAN and normal VLAN, just like this is the normal range, right? Then we have a default VLAN. Then we also have native VLAN. So why we have VLAN? What is VLAN actually? Why we need VLANs to be there? So kind of. Then we have inter VLAN connectivity. So I will tell you why VLAN is there. What is the, what is the requirement to have VLANs? Then configure and verify inter switch connectivity. How you can configure two switches to be have the communication. And then dot one queue. This is kind of IEEE, IEEE details which we have. So IEEE is like we have different, just like for just like for VLAN and other different topics have their own code and numbers. So those numbers just like dot one queue and other things. So this will cover trunk ports, dot one queue, native. So this is just like a topic. So we need to cover all the topic one by one, A, B, C, then they are configured. So this is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 topic in network access. We need to go understand and clear our, everything about these topics. So this is just like a network access. You have for this IP connectivity, you will have same topics. You will have IP services topics, security and everything. So this is inside the network access. How long that? Sorry, I didn't get your question.
How long does the course last? Is it like 2 hours a day, or is it like for 13 weeks, 10 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? How long does the entire course last?
It will not like see the course. I will mostly for 15 days, mostly most to most the 15, just like for 10, 12 theory classes and 5, 6 lab classes. So like 15 to 60 total, 16 total classes will be for from my side.
Okay.
Then it will be before going for exam. We need to prepare for the exam, right? We just need to go and check what kind of questions can become. You just need to be ready for the CCNA exam. So for that,
Right.
it may be it will need you dedicatedly 15 to 20 days to read everything and clear your, and you have the clarity on all the topics so that any question which can come from the CCNA side, the exam side, you can give the answer. So it will almost like 1 month or 1.5 month to complete this exam when you give the dedicated, time to the CCNA. So it will be cost
Right.
you 1.5 hour to 2 hour daily with the classes, and also 2 to 3 hours of reading. So once the topic is covered and you want to learn all the things, then you just need to go and learn those topics. You just need to go investigate, read. I will provide you that material. And if it is possible, you can also purchase a CCNA book. So Cisco also, you have the CCNA book. And I also have some PDF. So I think for, see, I'll tell you CCNA. So book is there. So basically, this is a CCNA book, official certification guide for CCNA 201301. So we can buy it from the Amazon and other things. So this book will help. This book usually cover all the topics and all the details. Like this is the one official certificate guide CCNA. So this is the exam, and the book can help you to basically understand all the stuff. So see what I was telling you is here. So 1 minute, I'll just open the topics. So, so this is just like, see, these are the topic part 4 OSPF IP version. So this is OSPF is part of IP module. This is IP version 6. This is part of IP service module. This is wireless LAN. This is also part of our network access. So this is wireless LAN. So just like how you are going to access a network. So based on like wired network or wireless network, that is called network access. So this is fundamentals analysis. So this book can help us a lot to understand the everything. So see part 1, introduction to networking, implementing it. So this book is having almost 11, yeah, like 10, sorry, nine different parts. So where you can read and understand. So this book is easily available, and this book we actually usually recommend to a student to read before going for CCNA. So this book help after the classes. This book will help you to to memorize the things and go for the exam. So this is also just like I'll tell you, introduction to networking, Ethernet, this is part of network access. This is the networking fundamental part like this. And then implementing VLAN and STP. This is IPv4 addressing, IPv4 routing. So this everything I will cover one by one by the chapter by chapter. So these topics I already have
Okay.
repeated. So this book also can help you. Okay. And then,
All right.
so,
So to take it took
yeah,
so
go
it's
ahead.
gonna take a month. It's gonna take a month and like you said like 2-3 hours a day.
Right. Yeah.
And how
Almost.
many students are gonna be in the class?
That will be Kiran will tell you because I'm not sure.
Okay.
This is she just created one demo and sent me the link, so I'm not sure right now. She will tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And
a one-on-one, so like you will be only the candidate in the session.
Okay.
Yes.
okay, so just like I will tell you one, I will try to clear you. I will maybe tell you one topic. It will be very quick, so it's almost like half an hour, more than half an hour. Okay, 40 minutes. So 20 more minutes, I'll tell you. So see, in case of, so this is the topic, just like this, I will tell you what is the topic. So the first topic is configure and verify the VLANs and spanning multiple switches. And so first thing you need to understand what is VLAN is. So VLAN is virtual LAN. Virtual LAN is, think about, I will tell you, one is a pen. Okay, so basically, uh, so we will create a small network. So maybe you know basically the fundamentals. So this is one switch. Okay. So consider this is a Cisco switch. So Cisco switches are like this. So if you go here and Cisco switch, so I'll tell you how the switches looks like. So switches are basically L2 devices. So if you go to a company, organization, data center, even if you want to set up a network at your home, you can have it. So this is a Cisco switch. Cisco switch what have multiple ports. So these are the ports for the endpoint devices or the access devices or to connect to your computers, your servers, your IP, your other devices like cameras and everything. So this is a kind of Cisco switch. So this switch basically, so if you open this, see, this is a switch, normal switch. So switch what have, these are the network ports. Network port means where we connect the network devices. So these ports will be used to connect the network devices. Network devices means just like your laptop, your server, and your your IP camera, your IP phone, your everything. So these ports will be connected to your different devices, and those devices will be accessed from the here. Similarly, this device will also have one console port. Console port is the port from which we can access the device. So think about, you are going to a data center, and in that data center, you want to access this switch, you want to configure this switch, then this switch will be accessed from the console. So console port, you will put a cable on the console port, and then another end of your cable will be on your laptop, USB or some, we have USB ports on our laptop. So then you will use, then it will be connected. So for that, usually people use putty. So this is the application. So what have people use putty? So they will open this putty, they will go to serial. So, and they will select the COM port. So once you insert a USB on your laptop will show the COM port, and then you just need to enter the number of COM port and open. Then this device will be accessed. So this is a putty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So this is console. Similarly, think about this switch. This switch is also needed to be accessed from the NAT. Okay, it's not always you need to go to a data center to access a device. So this device also needed to be accessed from a network or somewhere from your home or maybe your office. So so in that case, we have management port. Those management ports are also part of the network infrastructure. So those management ports are also connected to different devices. And then from those particular management port, you can access this device via different protocols. So what for that, usually just like for putty, we have, just like for console, we have COM port. So you have SSH. So SSH is the protocol which we use. So we here what have the once you have the management, that management address port will configure with the IP address, and then you will give a IP address like 10.20.30. So I will tell you, this is part of IP routing and all. So we'll tell you about after that. So this is just like 40. So then you will open it, then you can connect with the SSH. So this is called SSH. Other options are also there. Just other, you can see Telnet. Telnet is a similar option with SSH, but SSH is secured one. But Telnet is the one which is not secured one. So we have different, but mostly the guys use SSH and Telnet. Okay, so this is kind of a port. So this is management, and then there is an access port. So this is a scenario where there's one switch. Okay, then you have a laptop here. So consider this is your laptop. Oh, okay. Then there is a cable connected from your switch to your laptop. So here we have one. Now this is your PC or personal computer. This is a switch which is a connect. So this is a cable. So on your laptop, you have a NIC, a NIC card, right? You have NIC on which you will insert a LAN cable. So once you have a like your laptop will have a just like laptop NIC. So this is a NIC card. See, usually in laptop this looks like this, and inside that this is the card. So laptop have this. This is a normal LAN card. So for that, what we have here we insert a cable, and that cable will further connect it to a switch. So this is a physical. So when you have in an office, when you go to an office or somewhere, you will have a LAN cables on your desk, and on that desk you can just connect to your laptop port, and then your laptop will be connected to the network. So this is a simple scenario where one switch and your laptop is connected. Similarly, think about one more computer is here. Okay, one more computer is here, and this computer is also connected to one of the port of the switch. Okay, so this is how. And now this computer wants to talk to this computer. So once this computer wants to talk to this computer, the network is created, right? There should be some networks or some technology so that this computer can talk to this. Similarly, this computer can also talk to this. So there's a duplex, like two links, two particular communication can be there. So this is simple connections, simple scenario, but this is not in a normal condition, but mostly we start with very basic. So this is one switch, one computer is here, another computer is here, they want to talk. So how they will talk? The question is how they can talk, why it is needed to. So the basic stuff is just like seeing about here, my PPT, 1 second. Okay, so this is, so yeah. So for that to be talked, we have segregated the communication in different layers. We used to say OSI. So OSI layer, what we have. So here is just like if you go and do OSI model. So OSI model is a reference model. It's not existed, but this is a reference model. So open system interconnect. So if you go here, so different layer. So this is a logical layer. This does not exist in any device. This we just consider to understand. So physical encode signal, cabling and connector, physical specific. And basically are your cables, your connectivity, your switch, your everything, which is your, just like think about this is your, this is your L1. So first layer is your L1. L1 where mostly come with the cables and your connections. This cable, what kind of cable is this? This is different kind of cables are there. How you can connect. So this is basically L1. So just like in case if you go for a different kind of cable, so mostly we have Cat5 or Cat6 cables, right? So these cables are generally, maybe these cables, you always see these cables. So Cat6, Cat5 is usually, so this is if you go for image, this kind of cables we have in different, like in our home and all. So this is the Cat5 cable. This is the Cat6. So this is basically speed is there. So Cat5 is older version, Cat6 is newer version, where we have more speed based on their different kind of approach. So this is the physical cables. Here we do, there's one thing which we do here, just like see Cat5, Cat6. Now this Cat7 is also here. Basically, we use this kind of Cat5, Cat6. So we need to do crimping. So crimping, so for this adapter which is connected to this cable is used to say crimping. Crimping tool is there from with cable. We used to do the crimping on that cable. Then the crimping will be done. Then this cable, this cable will be ready and can be connected.
What did you say? Printing?
Yeah. Crimping. Crimping is, I'll tell you. Yeah, this is the crimping. This is a tool for do crimping. We used to say crimping.
Oh, crimping. Oh.
Yeah, crimping. So a different kind of mechanical process, but that mostly for cable, we have this. So we just, this is also done for phone cable, Cat6, Cat5 cable. So we have a adapter. RJ45. So we used to say that adapter is RJ45. So if you go for the RJ45, see, this is RJ45. This is available in market. So cable, just like we do, we open the cable and this is the coding, color coding. We used to say this is color coding. So first is just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. This is how we arrange the cable after peeling the cable. And then we will insert it to the RJ45 plug, and then we'll do the crimping with a code. So once this will be done, this will be looks like this. This is called Cat6 or Cat5 cable. This is called complete cable. So this will become a LAN cable. So this is just like this cable is connected to this point. This point on both the side we do crimping and we connect. So this will become your Cat5 or Cat6 cable, and then you can have the connectivity. So similarly, if you can see on the image here or the Cisco devices, yeah. So you can see those ports, right? Those ports are also all for the RJ45. You can connect with the RJ45 cable. Similarly, so this is RJ45. So similarly, you also have the RJ45. Similarly, you also have the fiber cable. So just like we have this kind of cable, we also have this fiber cable. So if you go for fiber cable, this is the fiber cable. So this is also can be connected. This is optical fiber cable. So on this copper cable, we have electricity. Electric current is running on those cables. If you go for optical fiber, it will be a light is running on this cable. From this point to this point, we have light to be transmitted from one point to another point, and the communication will be done. So different switches, different kind of port. Based on the port, we use different cable and different kind of adapter. So just like this cable have different adapter. So this is a fiber cable. This is part of network. This is part of the network fundamental, and this will also be covered on the topics. On when you will go for the network fundamentals. So this is part of network fundamentals, what kind of cable we have, why we have RJ45, why we have fiber cable and all. So this is part of your network fundamentals. So similarly, so we'll cover the LAN. So see, basically this is to understand the VLAN, we need to understand the Ethernet LAN, which comes under the network access layer of TCP IP stack. So this is network access layer. Here we have, this is TCP IP. So just like we have OSI model, we have TCP IP model. TCP IP model is in use. OSI model is a reference model, but TCP IP model, we mostly use TCP IP model. TCP IP model is only having 4 layer. But here we have 7 layer. For TCP IP, we have 4 layer only. So 4 layer is just like if you go, yeah. See, this is OSI model. This is TCP IP model. So you have only 4 layer: physical, network, internetwork, transport, and application. So here we have different layer. Here we have only 4 layers. So the physical network is like 2 particular is covered. Data link and physical is one layer in the TCP IP model. So similarly, if you go here, so this is LAN, which comes under the network. Ethernet is wired technology. So what is Ethernet? Ethernet is technology that is allow device to communicate with each other. So Ethernet actually a dedicated technology. So Ethernet is defined in IEEE. IEEE used to say Ethernet, and Ethernet is like how you will create a packet in L2 level. So this is data link level. Mostly data link level is called L2 level. And how Ethernet used to use a protocol or set of rules to describe how device format and transmit data. Data is divided into frames. I will tell you what is frame is, and this is different. So how you will make a packet. Basically, that is part of your data link. Physical is mostly the cabling, and data link is mostly your first communication, first layer of communication, how your computer make a packet, what packet will be created, and how it will be transmitted. So that is basically a data link. Okay, so this is, I'll tell you, okay, data link sublayer. So data link layer, this layer have two sub layers. One is LLC, so MAC. So first we need to cover MAC. So you know every network device in every logical or physical device will have MAC. MAC is, so this is media access control. Basically, MAC is a address. So every laptop, just like my laptop, this laptop which I'm using, also have a MAC address. A dedicated, a specific MAC address, which is given by the maker. So once the device is created or made, the port, the NIC card or the adapter will give a MAC address. So those MAC address is actually 6 byte. So here you can see 6. So MAC address, just like if you go and check my CMD, I'll tell you. Okay, CMD. IP config / all. So if we see here, different adapters are here. So basically, let's go to Ethernet adapter. So see, physical address MAC. This is my laptop's MAC address 9C2D. This is hexadecimal format where we have written. So this MAC address is given to my laptop, and this is unique. So this will be not given to other devices. This will be given to only single devices by a manufacturer. That's why to make this unique, this covered two parties there for MAC address. The first three, these three thing which will be your operator. So the maker detail is here. So mostly just like this laptop is maker. So this will be given by IEEE, and this will be given by the local, the vendor. So this will be given by a unique MAC address is given to a company. So this is unique identity of my devices. So just like this, and so just like consider this is a MAC address, and so we'll go to our device. This will have a MAC address like this. So just like consider this is a name for this device. And similarly, this device also will have a MAC address, a different MAC address. Let's say it will have 55. So based on these two addresses, this device will be known in the network. So this
Right.
MAC,
So the thing at the top, the switch or the router, it will also have a MAC address, right?
sorry, for what?
The switch at the top or the router,
Right.
it will also have a MAC address as well.
Yes, every single, so mostly just like a laptop we are saying, so one port is there, so it will have one MAC address. And if you talk about the switch, so this is a dedicated access port, so this will also have a MAC address. So this MAC address and this MAC address is known.
Yeah.
So this device,
Yeah.
know this switch by a
I'll
MAC.
have to, right. I'll have to learn the difference between those switch, routers, hubs, all those different things to
Yes.
identify them and see them.
Basically, MAC concepts comes from the switch. Hub and other things are very old technology. So nowadays we don't have hub and all, because hub are just like a repeater. So they don't have MAC address and other things. These
Right,
days,
but are hubs on the exam or not?
no, hubs are not in exam right now. These days they will not ask the question from the hub. Basically, they will start from the switch. Because mostly these days hubs are not in use because those are not secured one. Secondly, they will unnecessarily create the latency on the device, on the network, because
Right.
what will
I
do,
heard
they
about.
repeat. Hmm.
I heard the
So
hubs don't have any. I heard that the hubs have no type of intelligence to tell.
right. So they don't have that much intelligence to differentiate between devices, to know them, to understand them. So just like think about, this is a hub. So if this is a hub, then what happened? It will do what it will do. It will just like once this device wants to talk to other device, it will what it will do, it will just transmit every time, it will transmit the packet to each and every interface of its interface
Right.
adapter. So unnecessary, it will create a burden. So this will be consumption of bandwidth. So one device want to talk to one device, but every time every interface is getting the packets. So this is very old technology. Nowadays, these guys will not, nobody use hub. Mostly they start with switch, because once the switch knows the MAC address. So in a starting, the first packet will be transmitted, that will be broadcast definitely in a broadcasting domain. But after the first time, when the switch will learn, it will have the MAC address table, and it will know, okay, for this device, this particular interface needed to be selected. Every time this device do not need to broadcast the packet on each and every interface, so that it will be less bandwidth uses, and it will be very scalable solution for these days. So this is the MAC address. Similarly, this also have a MAC address. Similarly, this adapter have a MAC address. This will also have a MAC address. So based on that, this will start the communication. This part is come in a layer 2. So layer 2, basically this is our MAC layer. MAC sub layer is there. So MAC is like two MAC addresses. The second layer is LLC, logical link control. Basically, what is logical link control is to how the packet will be transmitted, what details needed to be added to those packets to be transmitted, and what kind of what is the requirement before transmitting the packet, so that packet can be transmitted without any interruption, or without any malfunction or any changes. So for that, if you think about this, so this is just like a packet. So see, this is to destination MAC and source MAC is part of your MAC address table, MAC layer, and this preamble, type, data, FCS. This is part of your LLC, link, logical link control. Here, there's a preamble. So preamble is a start frame delimiter. This is a full form of SFD. This is just like a 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits, right? 1 bytes means 8 bit. 8 bit details are there. So what it is there? 8 byte of frames is to attention receiving node. Essentially, if you find the receiver, get ready to receive a new frame. So this is from the preamble. So preamble is just like the packet. What is the starting of the packet? Just like this is just node to be, this will be given to a device, and based on this preamble, device node knows, okay, this packet is coming to me. This is a L2 packet which is coming to me, and this is the preamble, the detail. This is just like a minor information about the packet. So attention to receive nodes. So this is frame are used to get the attention to the receiver. Essentially, the first few bytes tell receiver to get ready to receive a new frame. So this is just like once the packet is started transmitting, the preamble it will be with the value which is given to the devices. So that next hope, the next device will know, okay, this packet is coming towards me. Second is just like this, then this is a MAC address. So MAC address is two part, destination and source. So source will be, so if you go here and go to this PPT, go to this paint options. Right? So this when this device, let's say this is A, wants to talk to B. Okay, so this particular MAC address will become a source MAC address for this device, and this will become destination MAC address for this packet. So if you go source and destination MAC, so what will be? The source will be given that MAC address of the computer A, and the destination will be computer B MAC address. That will be feeded on this particular packet. So this is 6 byte. 6 byte data will be given. So here it will be written. So if you This is written in a hexadecimal format, right? So you can, right, hexadecimal and other formats to be written.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is hexadecimal. If you change it into the normal 2-bit binary digit, it will be different. It will be 0 and 1 kind of detail will be here. So just like the 9. So if you go and see, check, so this, if you this, well, very easy. I think these days very easy to convert this. So we have a different matter. So we have to like hexa. This will
Yeah.
hexadecimal to binary conversion. So this will just like convert it to binary. So yeah. See. So if you can see here, 9 is 1001, right?
Yeah.
So if you go here and check, so for me, if you go here and then check, this is 9. So this 9 will be written as a 1001. 1 means high voltage, 0 means low voltage. So 1001, then C will also have one value. So if you go here and check here, C is, what is the C value? C value is
1 1.
1100. So like that,
Yeah.
it will be expanded and then it will written like that. So this will be easy to remember. That's why we have this kind of format. This is MAC address. Then so this just like okay. So here then source and destination. Then we have a type and length. This is type and length is basically what kind of packet is. It is a IPv4 packet or IPv6 packet. So kind of see, this is one packet. This will be have one more encapsulation. So this will become one packet. Then will be IPv4 packet. So IPv4, there we have multiple packets to be there. So this packet, then we have one more packet where this packet is attached. Then there is one more packet where further, so kind of encapsulation will be happen till last. So this is basically type and length. So this will tell the receiver, okay, this is coming for IPv4, this is coming for IPv6. So this kind of information given by this particular frame. Then we have data. Data is just like what you are transmitting. Just like you just transmitted hi there. So hi there will be your data that needed to be transmitted. So that will be filled here. So it can be 45 to 1500 bytes. So why this is 45 to 1500 bytes? Because that is your maximum transmission unit, MTU. MTU is the MTU is the unit where once in a while your port can be transmitted. So your port can transmitted once 1500 bytes. That is that nowadays this is increased to 9000. That we used to say jumbo frame. But older is 1500 bytes. Then we have FCS. FCS is frame check sequence. Basically, it is for your integrated to be this packet. So every time this packet will receive by a device, the FCS value will be checked. FCS value will be checked, and based on your FCS value, this packet will be considered to be not change one, or some if there is some error, this packet will be dropped. So kind of condition is there when the FCS. So see, this is I have written here. It's used to detect error in the frame. So if some error is happening in this frame, FCS value will be different and this packet will be dropped. So it is used to cyclic redundancy check. Include result of CRC. So CRC, so what happened, like every time this packet is will for this packet a FCS value will be created and then it will be sent to that receiver. So once the receiver will receive, it will check, okay, this is correct or not. If this is not correct, it will drop the packet. So the receiving device, the frame and generate CRC to look for error. If the calculation match, no error occurred. So I will tell you, because this is very how this will be created. So I'll tell you the technology is this packet will be, so there is a method called hashing. So after hashing, what will happen? Once you make a hashing for this packet, a value will be created. Just like if you put this packet on the hashing, hash for, create a hashing, then it will be a value will be created. The same, that value is not able to change with anywhere. The unique value will be created. Then another device, once this packet will be received, it will also do the same hashing and create one value. And that value will be same. Then it will be considered, okay, this packet is good. No issue with this packet. But once this value will be different, then it will be problem and it will drop the packet. So FCS is work like that. It will every time it will create a hashing of that packet. So hashing is the method where when you create a packet, it will be created a value which is not be changed. It cannot be changed. One time it will be created and it cannot be changed with further. So this is kind of FCS. So this is just like for remember to be redundant to check the integrity of the packet and source and destination MAC, right? So that is basically this is basically a L2. So this is basically you need to understand, okay, this is the packet and the first packet will be created like this, and this is the details will that packet carry. So based on that only this computer can talk to this particular computer. So
Okay.
yeah, so this and this will have same packet. So once this computer knows, okay, to reach this particular MAC address, I need to send that packet to this port, and then this switch will also know, okay, to reach this computer B, I need to send that packet to this particular interface. So this particular interface always have a name. So just like think about this is G1/1 and this is G1/2. G1/2. This is name. Okay. So this is a name of
Right.
this packet. So this G means gigabit. This is gigabit. Gigabit means 10 gigabit means 1G. 1G is means 1 GPS port. Like 1 gigabit per second this port can handle. So this is bandwidth of this port. So this is just like a detail. Similarly, we have 10 gig port, we have 40 gig port, we have 100 gig port. So different giga. So that is capacity of this port, which this port can handle. So this switch, so how this will talk? So the packet will be created, this packet, and then sent to this one. Then, okay, this one receive it. It will tell, okay, it will what it will prepare? It will prepare a table, a MAC address table. Okay, so for this MAC address, this interface will be used, and it will create a table and always have that table on his memory. Then similarly, this for this particular interface, it will be known to on that table. So this switch always create a table, and that table will be used to have the communication. So based
Okay, so every computer has a MAC address, but on
every
the switch has a table of every MAC address of every computer that's attached to it.
right, and
And then
also
that's how you will be able to link to it, to link
yeah,
to the MAC address of the other computer that you want to communicate with.
right. So what happened? Like, see, so what happened? What switch will create? I'll tell you how a MAC address table looks like, so that you will be MAC address table. So basically, so this is the MAC address table. Okay, so MAC address table and physical address type. So I think this is for this is not for switch, and this is for actually computer. MAC address table. This is of which. See, so the MAC address type, I'll tell you what is static and dynamic. When we will read about MAC address, then we will tell you the type, we will tell you. Then the port. Port is just like this MAC address can be reachable from gig 1/0. This MAC address can be reached from gig 0/2. This MAC address is 1/2, 0/0. So this is different MAC address can be reached from this interface. So whenever packet comes for as a destination, so once the packet come to the switch and switch the decapsulate the packet, decapsulate this packet, okay, and check for the destination MAC and see, okay, this destination MAC is this guy 001B.10A0.2500. It will send that packet to gig 1/0. So every time whenever the destination of the encapsulated packet is this, after the decapsulation, it will find, okay, this is the destination. Okay, it will send to 1/0. So this switch always send for this MAC address on 1/0. Similarly, if the destination is this, it will this. So this is kind of MAC address, always switch will be prepared. This is the example of MAC
All right.
address.
All right. So yeah. So this is an example of all the MAC addresses on a particular switch at the time.
Right. So this is the learn MAC address. Switch always prepare a MAC address table and put it on the interface so that from that interface that can be reached or not. So just like in our condition, this switch will always have this MAC address on gig 1/1. So this memory of this switch knows to reaching this 16.54 MAC address, I need to use gig 01/1. So
Okay.
packet will come, it will be sent. Similarly for this, the packet will come, switch no, okay, for this MAC address, I need to use 1/2. It will be sent to 1/2 and 1/2 will be, then we'll prepare a packet and we'll send to that. So then that's how this basically layer 2 MAC address and the port number. So this is done. This is basically a packet and then the transmission. So this is basically a layer 2. Layer 2 means what is layer 2 means data link layer. Data link layer is MAC sublayer and LLC. LLC is the other packet, other detail which is needed to be, needed to be created for the packet to be transmitted, and source and destination is part of your MAC layer where you have a dedicated source and MAC addresses. So similarly, this is a basically L2 structure to communicate between two particular points, and this is the packet L2 packet. So if you understand this topic, now you understand, just like this is the VLAN. So VLAN will be next topic after the when you understand the L2, then only you can understand the VLAN. So this is the layer.
Okay.
Because if you don't know, then it will be critical for understand to VLAN. So that's what I'll tell you now. So see, think about what is this? This is a switch. Okay. Think you want to divide this is just like a simple okay, this simple communication. This MAC address.
So when we start the class, we're gonna do all these things all over again.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Because we'll start from the fundamentals.
Right.
And first target the fundamental. We'll try to cover one by one everything in the net fundamental. Then we'll teach you everything. Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
So that's all for today.
I like.
So
yeah, that's great. I like your way of teaching. So when you're done, hopefully I could get the video so I could watch this class again.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So every time before you will just need to watch that video. So when you are reading the topic, you need to recalculate, or you need to understand what actually these things is, and you can just watch my videos, and also need to read those topics which I will provide, and we'll also try to give you some PDFs. I have some PDFs, so we'll try to give you those PDF. Once you read those PDF, you will understand, okay, why it is needed. And as I said, we have the Q&A session. So 10 to 55 to 10 minutes. So you can ask your 3-4 questions. Okay, why this is needed, how it will be work, kind of question you can ask me. Then we will try to solve that problem. Yeah. So, and then we will create a lab. Lab is just like to maybe I can lab. Cisco lab. See, this is kind of EVNG lab. So what we have, we can create a lab. So just like I created on a paint, similarly, just like we created one switch, one laptop, one computer, like that. If we have that particular access, we have this kind of lab where, see, this is routers, this is switches, this is computer, this is, you can just create a cable. Then I will tell you, okay, configure this switch or router to communicate from this particular host A point to host C point. We will create 1, 2, 3 router, 2 computers, and then I will tell you, okay, configure this 3 devices to have a communication from host A to host C. Then you need to create you need to, there will be options to create to add these devices. You will click, pull that device here, then you will connect a cable, then you will open that device, you will configure your IP address, you will give a IP address, you will go to that router, you will configure an interface, then the second interface. So everything will be on the lab. So it will be for CCNA is having only IPv4, VLAN, and other LAN. So 4-5 lab classes will be there. Then you will learn, okay, how this can be, how this will be configured, and how can I use this. So this is kind of lab we will definitely have. So
Definitely.
let's
That's
start.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for this, I will tell you, and this is free. Okay, this is community version for EVNG, that is completely free. So you do not need to pay for anything for this, particularly for a single user. So it's a free kind of application which you can use for the learning. Okay.
Okay.